effective neighbourhood policing in Corringham?
The Leader of the Opposition is, I'm sure, aware operational policing is the responsibility of the Chief Constable, who I'm pleased to say has accepted my request to attend full council next month to discuss the future funding of Essex Police and the behavour programme. With responsibility for public protection and a board member of the Community Safety Partnership, I regularly meet with the District Commander to discuss issues of community safety across Thurrock as a whole, and also have regular conversations with both area inspectors. These focus on various issues of crime and where the police need specific assistance from the council. For example, officers from Public Protection and the Environment have been briefed on the police's current operation with regards to domestic burglary. And I'm really pleased to report that between April last year and January this year, there's been a reduction in domestic burglary for Thurrock of 13.8%. However, back to Corringham. There have been many major joint operations and projects carried out between the council and our police colleagues in Stanford and Corringham, and for instance, the Thurrock Community Alcohol Partnership in Corringham last year, engaging with local residents, businesses, schools and working with our partners. I attended this launch in Corringham Town Centre, and all ward members were invited. But I'm quite sad to report I didn't see any Conservative members present. I've also met with the Chair of Corringham Forum to discuss concerns raised over local crime issues and attended a Corringham Forum to discuss his concerns too. I also called a meeting with police colleagues and ward councillors to discuss a particular issue in Corringham. And again, despite an invitation, there were no Conservative members in attendance. I've also attended a meeting at Corringham Fire Station with community leaders when there were problems with antisocial behaviour in Corringham Park. I've also been out on foot patrol with our neighbourhood policing teams around the Corringham and Stanford area. And where council intervention is required to support any issues, I have requested that this support be provided. I've spoken to local residents in Corringham and they tell me they've seen an improvement in the area. But they are concerned that due to police cuts, Corringham Police Station remains closed. And there is no front counter at which to report concerns or speak to a police officer. In fact, the building is scheduled as one of many police assets to be sold in 2015-16 by the Police and Crime Commissioner. I don't, as portfolio holder for the whole of Thurrock, focus on one particular area unless there are crime problems in that area. And I can say I have seen for myself that Corringham and Stanford has now improved greatly.
Well aware, one of our Homesteads ward councillors has worked incredibly hard to use the opportunity of relocating the youth offending service into the police station to provide an operational base and a public information service to support neighbourhood policing. Despite this aligning with your administration's policy of sharing services, you seem to have taken every opportunity to throw up obstacles and find reasons to make the idea fail. In what way is this supposed to be helping the residents of Stanford and Corringham or the police who are trying to...
I don't see that I have put any barriers to the youth offending team being there. In fact, I've been nothing but very supportive. Myself and Simon Wharton were at a meeting with the Police and Crime Commissioner and James Ward, the manager, where the issue around rates, etc. Came up, and we actually asked Nick Alston, the PCC, to support the youth offending team going in there. You know, Simon was there too. I've been to see the youth offending team. The issues that I have are quite clear, and I've presented them extremely clearly and had to do so to the press because I've had a number of residents contact me directly. I know the youth offending team have had issues with residents constantly knocking on the door of the old Corringham police station to try and report crimes. It's a basic fact, there is no front desk service, there is no operational base. Colleagues from the police have told me directly they have to knock and they have to ring the bell to be allowed in to make a cup of tea or use the toilet. There is no base for them there. It's an old building, it's not a police station, and I just needed to clarify those facts.
Pretty much condemned out of your own mouth, in spite of all the good talk about an operational base being available to police in that facility when youth offending way, and it clearly hasn't happened yet. But the opportunity here is very clear. We seem to have a 2-year window to pioneer joint working between the police, the council and the community, at the moment using a building and partners in youth offending that they are familiar with. If we do the job right, we stand a real chance of integrating the police into the new community hub and securing a permanent base and a permanent face for neighbourhood policing in Corringham to use. And will you now commit yourself to helping this vision to succeed rather than just rushing into the press every time a problem comes up which might cause it to fail?
When I went to the press, This was following the letter that I received from Nick Alston, clarifying the fact that he was actually selling the old building in a couple of years, and also the fact that the youth offending team contacted me with their concerns and spoke about them directly at a community safety partnership meeting where they were asked to go to the forum to state quite clearly to residents their role in Corringham and the fact it was no longer a police station. Only the other day I actually left a message for Jason, I can't think of his surname, but who's acting as manager currently, Jason Reed, instead of James Ward, who's on other duties at the youth offending team, because when I went out with police colleagues I spoke to them and they haven't got direct access, and I've asked for them to be able to now have direct access. I've spoken to Ben Hodder, the district commander, at length about this issue. I would love them to be able to go back into Corringham Police Station, but they've told me it's not going to happen. Essex Police have told me it's not going to happen. Nick Alston's told me it's not going to happen. I would make it happen, but they're telling me they can't.
Thank you.